Hello YouTube, iFixItAll here, Team iFixItAll. What we've got on the workbench here is a wearing blender. It says it's model 82 on the bottom. Let's see what else we can learn about it. Well, Blender82. It says it's wearing products division. Dynamics Corporation of America, New Hartford, Connecticut. 060. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. 06057. Serial number 11-254 space 212. So it's a Blender 82 model 11254. It's funny, they didn't finish spelling the word model. They just typed in MODE. No, they spelled it. Okay. Yep, model 11-254. Here we go. Purpose of this video is to functional check this Goodwill find. $5.99. I'm going to be opening it up and checking out the cord, checking it for safety. Hustle through this as fast as I can. That piece is good. The rubber grabber thingy. I had to order one of those for my other wearing. I did a video on it and got it functional, and then it started to let out a little bit of magic smoke. No longer safe for the wife's use. It's back in the garage for me to look at. So the thingamajig is in the house, a glass container, but I had to order this rubber. I forget what it's called, but it's the driver mechanism. The magic smoke is coming out of this one, and I don't know why, but I want to make sure I don't really trash it until I learn if it's repairable. This is a Blender 76. So I guess this one's older, but this is a Futura 900. That'll be a different video, but soon to come. This tape off. I want to show you guys something about my previous iron video. Hang tight. Check this out. Here's the iron I just did a couple of videos on. It's all cleaned up. I've ran water through it and steam and all that. Look how well that cleaned up. It's like new. Well, it looks like it's currently in daily use. Very nice. All the writing is legible. Doesn't leak. There was an O-ring underneath this area here. I noticed it was dry rotted, so I cobbled a new O-ring on a high temperature. I don't have my microphone on. I refabricated a O-ring out of high temp gasket material. I've got a little bit of this, but I have hole punches and all that. That's about 1/8 inch. And I made a new washer that goes on there. Okey-dokey. Let's check this out. Sticky from the tape. That's still rubbery. Real nice and rubbery. I looked this up and didn't find an exact date. I can call Waring up and they will look it up for me to tell me what year. I think this one is newer than this one. Could be wrong too. Eight speed. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14 speed. This is dual range. So the difference here is you got 1 through 8 on the bottom, 1 through 7 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because off is occupied. Okay, I don't even want to get into it. I'm getting distracted. That's very nice. Check this O-ring out. It's pretty good. I better set this way over here where I can't break it. That gasket's in good shape. What do we got here? I see a crack. Well, that ain't worth a shit. See if that still has flux on it from yesterday. So I've got a rather generous crack right here that travels. And then I'm going to crack here. Crack there, and I would speculate that means this little bugger leaks. Okay, so that screws down righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I should be able to unscrew this. I won't worry myself over it right now. I will do that repair later. That definitely needs a red tag on it. It's kind of grimy in there. examine the cord. Take a look at everything. This cord is not strain relieved like it was on that wearing. That wearing. It's also missing a acorn nut right here. I could probably come up with one of those. It's got its original pads. Okay. See if the buttons push in. That's off currently. High range. Low range. Okay, so the red high range correlates to the red numbers. The brown low range correlates to the lower numbers. Let's apply electromotive force. Two-prong receptacle. Okay, so there's one way to date something. The neutral is not wider than the hot leg, so it can be plugged in both ways. So that's whenever that safety regulation was done. I can't remember exactly. I think it was in the 70s. But the cord is a Victor cord. Let's see what happens when I plug it in. There we go. I guess I'm on low range. Okay. No shaft play, side to side play, good high range. Well. This one was acting up. I'll just give it a chance to see if it can prove me wrong. So some of the things are non-functional. Flash blend. Whip. See, this is a better blender because you can actually bump. You can bump, which they call flash blend. But some of the options are not working. That's not functional. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 and 8. 5 and 8 are the only functional ones in Flash Blend. Okay, there's some intermittent connection on this one. I think it's salvageable. And back to this guy. We're going to try to disassemble some of this and see what's going on. See what's going on, meaning just visually inspect. I'm going to flip it over and see if I can start taking it apart. I could have left the camera rolling. Okay, so got me a parts container. There's this piece of electrical insulating material. And I'll take a look-see in here and examine as much as I can to see if there's any reason to dive into this deeply or not. Looks like we got a diode over here. Diode right there. Hefty looking motor. Oh, there's my strain relief. That's not a bad idea for strain relief, to just tie your cord in a knot, especially if you have a predetermined exit point. I don't prefer doing that though. Let me keep poking around in here and let me see if I can find a reason to go any further. Hang tight. I may pull the motor and lubricate it. To be honest with you, I don't see no reason to keep diving into this. Turn on a bigger light. I can even peek in there and see the brush life that I have. There's my brushes right here. There's a spring keeping tension on my brush, but I got an inspection port. I can see the length of the brush. There's plenty of brush left on both. You'll never be able to see that, but use that information to judge how many hours something has. I just don't see any reason to dive into this any further. What I should focus on is the plastic base there. Hang tight. Okay, if you're going to somewhat properly do a strain relief by tying your power cable in a knot, it should be a much smaller knot, and that should not I had like an extra 6 inches of wire harness tucked inside the machine, which gave me a reduction in length of cord. If you're going to properly do that, then right there, about that side, don't yank on it tight. Just give it a little bit of a knot, one turn, and it'll always bump into there we go. There, it's somewhat trapped now. I found a way to trap it. It's kind of stuck between this and the exit. Which is good enough for me. There, it's not even trying to pop back in. It's staying put. I'll find me another acorn nut or a nut that will work. Hopefully I can find an acorn nut so that way they match. All right. Off with that big stupid light. Let me find another one. So I'm going to be poking around my bin of nuts here to try to find an acorn nut that's suitable to fit this. I could just borrow one off of this, since this is broke anyway. I'll sacrifice one from the non-functional and put it onto the functional. Any day now. There we go. Just have to be smarter than the nut. Well, that solved that. Put these back where they go. Set this aside. I like this blender better. And begin to focus my efforts on this. But before I waste my time on this, I need to determine, are we actually leaking? Because that's what's important. Where did my O-ring go? Right there. Are we actually leaking? Looks like it's correct. I'm going to add water, and we shall see. Hang tight. Got me a glass of water here, and I've got this screwed on to a point where I think it would be normal for most people. We'll know right away if it leaks, if the leak is bad. That's water. And we are leaking. Alrighty. Alright, so that did not take any effort at all to learn where the problem is. and why it got discarded. Someone had enough sense to say, well, let's just take it to Goodwill. Maybe somebody will buy it and fix it. Maybe not. Or maybe they just didn't know. All right. That's glass, by the way. So now I have to, I'm studying the last thread that I can see on this to determine how that unscrews this blade assembly. And from what I can tell, and it appears to me like it is a righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I've got to hold this steady and break this loose. So I'm going to get me a glove. On one end. And maybe I can use these pliers on the other end. To break her loose. I need to understand what this is. Is that metal? Sounds like plastic. Probably is plastic, and it's got a nut submerged in the plastic. So my weakest points are going to be where these hexagonal intersections are. If I rotate and this breaks. I think maybe I should be a little bit more careful and do this with the calibrated approach. Adjust that. And then turn this. I need to get rid of that gasket or tear it up. There it goes. Got it. Tool, shop rag, and order of parts. So we have a washer, okay, that's the up. So there's a metal washer. An extremely machined washer, to say the least. It is literally 90 degrees on the corners. I don't know why that is. It's like the world's perfect washer. Then there is a Bakelite washer. I believe that's like a thrust washer. When it comes up to speed, it acts as the lubricant between itself and this bronze bushing. There's the chopper blade. I'm confused. Oh. And even this has a washer. Where the blade was seated. It's rubber. It's literally a rubber washer. Why would they? Because it's got a seal. Huh. So the order of parts is, yeah, it's just literally a gasket. And this is how everything goes together. So that when I reassemble, I'll be duplicating where hardware goes. Whoops, I forgot to put my electrical isolator back. Hang tight. I'd like to correct myself. Electrical insulator. But nevertheless, a protector of sorts. Protecting from the elements. Insulator, isolator, tomato, tomato. I guess that's the way that goes. We shall see. So maybe it was like that. I think I figured it out. There we go. Okie dokie. So now we're down to this guy. Tighten securely before using. If I had to bare minimum seal this up, I wonder what caused it. Crack. Check this out. I'm actually opening it a little bit. I wonder if I can press that bushing out. I can. Just grabbed it. It moved. Is there a right side up and a wrong side up? Oops. Okay. There's going to be part 2 to this. Video's gotten long enough. Dang it. 36 minutes. That's enough. Alright, guys. Part 2, repairing the base. We'll see ya.